What is going on, everybody? TG here, back with another video. Wanted to talk to you guys about Alibaba stock and really go into some of the fundamentals a lot more, including their revenue growth, their profits, all that good stuff. Because there's a lot to go into, including the geopolitical factors and all that good stuff. I really want to start getting more into depth about Alibaba and some of these Chinese stocks, and I want to be able to talk more with you guys about it as well. So if you want to talk about it, I have a Discord link in the description below. Feel free to come in and talk with us. We have a lot of China bulls in there and a lot of people talking about what is going on with Alibaba. So we're going to go over, like I said, the fundamentals today, their financials, all that good stuff. A ton of good metrics as well that shows the company's revenue growth, the company's profit growth, and some of their sectors that generate profits and stuff as well, along with the geopolitical risks as well that is involved with Alibaba. All I ask in return is that you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys like, and hit the like button as well. But we're going to go into a lot of it, and yeah, I'm really bullish on it, and I'm going to give you guys my price target for it. It's hard to give a short-term price target with anything. I like to go more long-term, so at least 6 months out to a couple years out, because I think this is a company that is trading at a valuation so low right now that in a couple of years you could see the stock up massive. So anyways, guys, enjoy the video. At the time of this video, Alibaba is currently trading at exactly $145 a share, which is just about at its 52-week low, down 47.5% for the 1 year and down over 58% from highs. This huge crash is from a multitude of things, stuff that we've talked about in previous videos, such as geopolitical issues, regulatory crackdown, fines, and much more. Some of the biggest names in China, such as Alibaba, Tencent, and Didi, have all been under huge scrutiny this year as China has clamped down on tech stocks, especially stocks listed here in the United States. It has been an awful couple months for Chinese tech stocks as President Xi's crackdown and regulation has continued to batter these stocks into the ground. A lot of people are thinking that the bottom is in, and a lot of people are believing now might be the best time to invest into these Chinese stocks that have been hit so hard by the regulatory clampdown. Market sentiment has also been something that has not been on the side of Alibaba. Massive funds like ARK Holdings have sold 100% of their shares, and big hedge fund managers such as George Soros talked about why investing in China is a terrible idea and investors could wake up to a rude awakening. All of this has just caused Alibaba stock to drop to new lows day after day. The market cap of Alibaba is currently trading at under 400 billion US dollars, and the PE ratio is in the 17s. An interesting thing to look at as well, and we're going to go into more detail about this very soon. But if you look at the 5-year for Alibaba, it is only up 37%. And if you look back where it was in 2017, the stock price now is lower than it was in 2017, despite the company growing over 5 times their revenue from that price. The stock is actually down 25% from there. So we're going to go into all this and more, but I just thought I'd point that out before we start this video. Now let's dive into Alibaba financials and really go over the amount that this company makes and the amount that this company has grown over the past couple of years. So we talked back in 2017 how Alibaba was trading at a higher valuation than it is now. But if we actually look at Alibaba and break down the sectors, Alibaba has grown exponentially since that time. Let's take it back to revenue and start there. 2017, Alibaba did $22 billion in revenue. Fast forward to this year, or 2021, $109 billion in revenue. You can see how every year this company is exponentially getting larger and larger with their revenue growth just in a couple of years, from 22 to almost $110 billion in revenue. Also, let's look at that gross profit. $14 billion in profit, $45 billion in profit. This company is growing at an insane rate and is investing a ton into their company to ensure that they last in the end. Another awesome thing I want to look at is net income. What do they get in the end after all of this? So back in 2017, they did 6.3 billion US dollars in net profit. 2021, 23 billion in net profit. Now, I want to compare this to Amazon for a second. And I know it's not great to compare stocks, but I want to show you guys Amazon's profit over the last year and Alibaba's. If we actually look at Amazon's, Amazon did 21 billion in profit, Alibaba did 23 billion in profit. But Amazon is valued at 1.73 trillion where Alibaba is valued at 394 billion. Obviously, Amazon does do much more revenue, 386 billion in revenue, whereas Alibaba only did 109 billion in revenue. But Alibaba is keeping more of their profits than Amazon, and Alibaba is growing at a faster year over year rate. You look at Alibaba and what they're doing on a year over year rate, and it's drastic 40% year over year growth for their revenue, 37 for Amazon. So they're growing their revenue at a faster rate. They have higher profit margins. They're keeping more of their profit as well. So I just wanted to show you guys that for a second, but I wanted to look at some of these other things as well, such as the earnings per share. Back in 2017, Alibaba is doing 247. They're now doing 835. Again, these are just one of many metrics that you can use, but if you look at any of these metrics that you want to use to evaluate a company and its financials, Alibaba is doing everything right. Alibaba is growing at an insanely fast rate and is making a ton of money. This company makes a ton of money. At the end of the day, that's what the company does. It makes a ton of money. And on the next earnings quarter, especially, they're going to have a massive quarter because of Singles Day in China. And we're going to go over that as well soon. Now, lastly, I wanted to talk about my price target for Alibaba and what I think Alibaba can be in a few years. First off, let's start off with a 12-month price target. That's what is typical on Wall Street. These are what the current analysts believe. They believe Alibaba is going to be a $265 price target. If you notice, that price target has fallen drastically from where it used to be. It used to be about a 300 average price target. It has fallen pretty significantly since, but if you still look at it, you got a high of $336 a share and a low of 190, and an average being 265, which implies an 82% upside from where it is now. Even the 190 price target is still a significant increase. Now, one of the reasons why I think Alibaba is going to be better in the longer term than the shorter term, and when I say that, I mean that overall, over time, when these regulatory crackdowns and stuff come to an end, which based on what China said should be in a couple of months, Alibaba is really going to start to fly. Right now, things are getting hindered from their business. They're having to divest media assets, which doesn't really do much, but it scares investors. And they had to change their Pick 2 system and their Ant Financial. Just a ton of issues that they've had, which is going to hurt the short-term earnings of Alibaba. But I think long term, as Alibaba continues to invest in their business, I think in 5 years, Alibaba will be almost $1,000 company. And I truly believe that. I do believe in 5 years' time, Alibaba will be trading at about $750 a share. In about 7 years, it's going to be about $1,000. Now, a lot of you are hearing this, you're like, TG, I'm not waiting, this long to make that amount of money, especially with the risk. And I totally understand that. I personally want to have a certain set amount of assets, equity tied up into Alibaba that I hold for a super long time, and a certain amount that I hold for just about 8 or so months. Because I do think that this is going to pass over. I think that the negative sentiment on China and Alibaba is going to pass. I don't believe that this is just going to continue of just nonstop selling despite the company growing. It logistically and logically doesn't make sense that if a company continues to grow more and more, make more money, make more profit, that the company is worth less and less. I mean, you're talking about a company that at one point was worth over $800 billion and is now, you're telling me, worth only 394, despite growing so much from that valuation. So again, I do believe in Alibaba long term. The short term has been extremely bumpy. I mean, even in the past 6 months, down almost 40%. It's been brutal and it's been emotionally taxing. And anyone who's held this stock can relate to that. But I do believe in the long term that this is going to continue to be a great winner. You have Singles Day, which is coming up in November, that did $74 billion, US dollars, by the way, last year. So you have just an absurd amount of money that this company makes, and is only getting bigger as e-commerce continues to grow and as China's population continues to grow. I don't think people realize how many people China has. If you look up at China's population, it is actually insane. China's sitting at 1.4 billion people. You look at the US's population, and it's only 328 million. So it is crazy to see these numbers and see the potential that Alibaba can get. And if you look at Alibaba's monthly active users, it's 958 billion users, probably even close to a billion now. 900 million, I meant. So I think that this is going to be something big, and I think that with time, it will heal. You know, just like a breakup, with time, it'll heal. I believe that with Alibaba as well. So if you're willing to hold through the pain, and if you're buying it now, you're buying at the lowest. You're buying at the absolute lowest. So I would take advantage of that. I would buy it. I would put this away for a little bit, and I would check again in a couple months, check again in a year, and I think you'll be very surprised with your gains that you'll have. Again, trading at a ridiculously low PE, 17 PE. It's just incredible with the amount of growth that this company is having. So, guys, I want to know your thoughts on Alibaba. I want to talk to you. Please come in the Discord and talk with me. Again, if you guys like this and want to see more content like this, please subscribe and like. It means a ton to me. But I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I'm here for each and every one of you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take it easy. Be strong. And hopefully we can laugh about this in the end. Take it easy, guys. Bye.